In the great city of Ephesus, power was everything. A place of idols and temples, of magicians and mystery, of people seeking strength through the stars, the spirits, and secret words. Yet into that darkness came a new power, the message of Jesus Christ, carried by a man named Paul. Through Paul, God worked wonders. The sick were healed, the blind saw, and those tormented by unclean spirits were set free. Even cloths that touched Paul's body carried healing to the sick. The city whispered in awe, the power of Paul, the power of Jesus. But not everyone who spoke that name truly knew him. Among those who listened were 7 brothers, the sons of Sceva, a Jewish chief priest. They were known as traveling exorcists, men who chanted over the possessed and sold charms for protection. One evening, they gathered around a dimly lit table, the smell of burning oil thick in the air. One said, "Have you heard of Paul? The demons obey him when he calls on this Jesus." Another replied, "If that name works for him, it will work for us." A third smirked. "We are sons of a priest, we have authority too. Tomorrow, we will try it." They laughed, confident and bold, but their hearts were empty. They knew the name of Jesus, but not the one who bore it. Ephesus was a city addicted to magic. Scrolls filled with spells and incantations were sold in the streets. People wore amulets, invoked gods, and whispered charms. To them, the name of Jesus was just another formula of power, but the name of Jesus is not a charm. It is a covenant. It belongs to those who know him. The next day, the 7 brothers found a man possessed. His eyes were dark, his voice twisted by another presence. As they approached, he began to mutter and tremble. The eldest brother raised his hand and said, "Come out of this man, you evil spirit." Another joined, shouting, "We command you in the name of Jesus, whom Paul preaches." The room fell silent. The man stopped moving. Slowly, his head lifted, and from his mouth came a voice, cold and mocking. "Jesus, I know. Paul, I know. But who are you?" Before they could speak, he leapt with a natural strength. He struck one, then another, throwing them to the ground. Their chants turned to screams as they stumbled and fell. The spirit's laughter filled the air. "You speak his name," it roared, "but you do not know him." The 7 fled in terror, their robes torn, their bodies bleeding. They ran through the streets of Ephesus half-naked, trembling and ashamed. By morning, the whole city was talking. "Did you hear?" they said. "The sons of Sceva tried to use Paul's Jesus, and the demons stripped them bare." Fear spread across Ephesus, not fear of demons, but fear of the Lord. The people realized that the name of Jesus was not a magic word. It carried power only for those who truly belonged to him. Conviction filled the hearts of many. Magicians and sorcerers brought out their books of spells and burned them in public squares. Flames rose high into the sky as they renounced their past and turned to the living God. The name of Jesus was no longer a curiosity. It became holy, respected, and feared. When Paul heard what had happened, he was grieved for the 7 men. He said to his followers, "The name of Jesus is not a weapon to wave, it is a name to live under." Demons recognize authority, not imitation. If Christ lives in you, they will know. But if he does not, they will ask, "Who are you?" The story of the sons of Sceva still speaks today. Many people speak the name of Jesus, but few truly know him. Some use his name for fame, for power, or for gain, but his power is not found in words. It is found in relationship. You can know about him, or you can know him, and only one brings life. The demons said, "Jesus I know, and Paul I know, but who are you?" Make sure your life carries the answer, not through words, but through faith. Not through imitation, but through intimacy with him, because when you truly belong to Christ, the darkness already knows your name. You won't have to shout it. The presence of Jesus within you will speak louder than anything you could ever say. Know him, walk with him, and live in his power.